On a sad note, about 8 years in 2001, your partner, David Angell, and his wife were killed in the 9/11
Right.
tragedies. Could you talk about that?
Uh,
How did you get the news?
it was a horrible morning, as it was for all of us, we're all sharing that common experience as Americans, and then David and Peter and I shared an assistant, Jeff, and he called up. Of course, we're watching the coverage, and this is horrible. And then I get a phone call from Jeff saying he's almost hysterical, going, "I planned David and Lynn's airline return. They had been at Cape Cod, and they were coming out for the Emmys, which were going to be that Sunday." And he said, I checked at what flight I put them on, and I put them on, I think it's 11 out of Boston. And I said, "Well, do you know if they got on?" And he said, "I've been calling the airlines, and they won't say anything." And he said, "But Lynn was always late. Maybe they were late driving in from Cape Cod. Maybe they missed it. I used to put them on that flight all the time. Maybe they missed it." And I said, "Well, they probably missed it. If I know them, they're always late." So, sort of hoping against hope. And I was driving in the car, and I thought, "Oh, I'm just going to call." They always give that number out that you're supposed to call for information. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to call that and see if I can find out anything. And so I asked the person who answered the phone, I said, "I'm inquiring about David and Lynn Angell." And there was a pause. And she said, "Can you hold on, please?" And so someone else, 30 seconds pass, and someone else picks up the line, and I say, "I'm inquiring about David and Lynn Angell. I think they were on the line." And she said, "Are you a family member?" And I went, "No, I'm his business partner." And she says, "I'm afraid we can't give that information out." And of course, I knew then, the conversation would not have gone that far had the answer not been what we all feared. So, it was not a happy time, to say the least.
Were you charged with telling everyone associated with the show?
Oh, no. No. It was one of those things that seemed like it was, once one person is told, they tell someone, it was sort of viral, I guess, even though the term wouldn't have been used then. So,
And then not only were you sharing this national tragedy, but you also had a very real business tragedy, right?
A personal, a national, and a business tragedy all rolled into one. So, yeah. So I was experiencing what everybody else was experiencing, and then also this personal thing on top of it, and then wondering, what do we do? So I believe we shut down the production that week. We just didn't continue, but.
What did you do? How did you handle it?
Planned a memorial service. A little bit in shock, I think. I honestly, it's sort of a blank. Then I have clear memories of the memorial service, but not much leading up to that. It was just a tough period. But everybody was a professional, and after a week, we sort of went, okay, we just got to get going again. And so we got going again and filmed the episodes. And
all the tributes about him were about what a wonderful man he was to work with. What did you learn from working with him?
That it's okay to be thoughtful, that it's okay for the jokes not to hit you over the head, that it's okay for them to sneak up behind you and whisper in your ear. So it's and he was also great. He was also good about taking the high road and with jokes, and also about not taking the easy way out and being a boss. Sometimes being a boss, it means you have to do things the hard way, or you can do them the easy way. And if the hard way was the right way, David would be the one that would insist that we take that route no matter how much we didn't want to do it. So,
Do you think that's his contribution to television overall?
well, and also just an incredible amount of really great work. Yeah.